Hey everybody, this is the third part in the series of a couple of videos that I'm putting together about the Hubsan Spyhawk FPV. As I promised, I'll go through a lot of the pros and cons of how a beginner builds this model, so that hopefully those of you that are beginners that buy this product can see what's the easy parts, and unfortunately learn a couple of things from others' mistakes, namely me, as to how not to do things. So here it is, guys. I've kind of put it together as best as I can. I followed some of the instructions in the manual, and I'll tell you that this was a challenge in itself. As has been highlighted by Bruce in New Zealand, some of the wording and everything is a little bit counterintuitive, so you've got to sometimes take some of this with a grain of salt. I'll give you a big example. I'm putting the propeller on. It says press the propeller into the motor shaft, O-ring on, need. So that says that O-ring on, you've got to look for an O-ring, and you need this O-ring. That's exactly what it says, but I think that it's supposed to say O-ring, no need, that you don't need an O-ring. So I mean, that is in direct contradiction to what this says. Couldn't find an O-ring. So try as I might to put this propeller on, I don't think it's on enough down the shaft. And pressing with a lot of pressure onto this shaft, I still cannot get this propeller on properly. I tried the other propeller, because it comes with two, and same type of thing. I can maybe get it like a little 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch on. I have no idea whether that's right or wrong. I'll try call somebody and see whether that's correct or not. On that point, beginners, as you guys are going to have $370 invested in this, my suggestion is, even though they claim that it's really easy to put together and whatever, I'd get a little bit of help. I needed it, definitely. I did not get that help, so I've made a couple of big mistakes. Number one, these wires that you see in here, you know, when I was trying to put the wires on for the wings and connect the servos and everything, I was trying to make sure that everything fits properly. So guys, over here, I pulled one of these wires just to make sure kind of that everything was in place. I heard a little click, and that was me disconnecting one of the servos for the rider. So I have now no way of getting in there and reconnecting that rudder servo unless I totally open up the fuselage and make sure that I take out the that I get those two wires connected. That means cutting into the foam and whatever. That's a huge mistake, and don't do that. Don't touch the wires. The other part of it is, when you put on the wings, there's no mention whatsoever of gluing them. It just says, you know, connect the two wings, ensure that the bolt is inserted to strengthen, obviously, the wings. There's a little spar over here, obviously. There's no mention of gluing. Bruce mentioned a little bit about the glue and gluing or whatever. So, again, as a total beginner, having no experience, what do? Do you glue it or don't you glue it? I kind of try to put it in as best as possible, but here we go. More issues. The wires that connect the servos underneath the wings, for the life of me, I could not get those to stay inside the holes of the fuselage and make sure that the two wings connected perfectly so that they fit perfectly. So I kind of did a choice at 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, and I left the wires outside. I hope that they don't cause a lot of drag or get caught or whatever. Bruce and Ali, you're probably going to kill me now, because I should have somehow fitted them in. I tried every single thing I could. Again, if you're beginners and you're trying this, get help from somebody. Maybe I'm just not skilled enough, but I could not get those wires to stay inside and connect the two wing parts perfectly across. So besides that, the stickers are good. They go on well and easy, and really the vertical stabilizer and the horizontal stabilizer in the back I managed to get on pretty well, albeit with probably a little bit too much glue, but we will see when I take it out to the flying field whether I have stuck them on properly or not. As you heard, my rudder doesn't work. I think that's a problem. So I'm going to email a few guys and see if there's any way that I can get that servo reconnected, because obviously don't want to do the wrong thing, but I don't want to start cutting into this baby either. So guys, that's the problem. You've got an investment, even though this is basic modeling, as I've seen in a lot of the videos. I'm definitely not cut out for doing the more complex stuff, obviously, and to me this was okay, but I did need some help. Didn't get it, and now I'm in a little bit of trouble. So that's about it. I think I'm kind of ready to go. I've tested the way that the model works with regards to all the other servos that do work. Everything's fine at the moment. The little quality issues that Bruce mentioned in his video keep on rearing their ugly head. One of the examples, I don't know if you guys can see, I'm going to try and show you, is that in this elevon over here, this part is much lower than this part. This one sticks out the bottom of the trailing edge. This one sticks up above the trailing edge. You can see that. So I can never get this straight, and try as I may, I've tried to like kind of bend it or whatever. Nah, to no avail. So one part of it is going to stick down, one part of it is going to stick up. That's, I take it, no good. I hope that I can get some type of reasonable straight flight, even though this one's a little bit bent. The one on the right wing is okay and seems fine and everything. Prop run's fine. It seems like it goes well. We'll have to see. Everything else kind of has been put together, except of course those couple of little issues I had. And the next time you see me, I'll be throwing my $370 into the air. And as Bruce has warned, try not to crash, because it's almost impossible to put together again if you break it, and the FPV stuff is not at all suitable to taking out of here and putting into somewhere else. As pretty as it might look, that doesn't mean to say that it can work in other models. So guys, that's it for the building phase. I give myself a bit of a C-, but I hope that I've put it together in just enough way that we can get a flight out of it. Good luck to those of you that are successful in putting it together, and next video will be about flying. Thanks.